Welcome to the first episode of MysteryLab. Today we're going to debunk a debunked theory about the yellow bar in Grand Theft Auto 5. You're here with Jack and Goli, and here's how we are going to explain to you how the yellow bar works.
Okay, and so Goli, what's going on now, and what are we looking at now?
Right now we are showing you how to actually check the yellow bar and if it's full or not. And here's the example how it's not supposed to look. As you can see on the yellow bar, it's on half now. That means that you did something wrong in the game, and it's not how you play the game. And we're going to explain that in just a bit. And right now we are watching Michael going to the Chiliad mural. And what do you think about this one, Jack?
I think the Chiliad mural is the first clue, of course, you get when you start up the game, because you want to go on top of the mountain. But it's not the only clue we have got. And in the city center, you've got this the city mural, and the city mural is maybe it's more important than the Chiliad mural itself. It's about how you play the game, and you can see the marks. They are marked during sunrise, the shadow marks, and there are also letters marked, and you can make another sentence with the letters that are marked.
Okay, so but we also have this one which we're going to now, which I actually think is also one really important, and this is the first step of the Chiliad mystery, which is about the yellow bar, and it's saying the answer is right in front of us. During the gameplay is how you play the game that is on the city mural, and to this reference with the yellow bar, it's getting pretty clear that you need to know how to play the game, and there is only one way to check how you are playing the game, and it is doing some switches between characters, as we are constantly seeing right now.
Exactly, and it's very important that you do the save game with all three characters, because it's all three characters can be broken, but only the first switch of the saved character will be checked.
So right in front of us we have the symbols that is actually representing each character in the game, and we believe that Franklin is the UFO just because he has the connection with space. And what I mean with that is the space docker, see on the other side, and he is actually the only one that is the neutral one, which also have a connection with another player, which is Trevor. And we are going to Trevor right now, but could you explain it that instead?
Yes, of course. Trevor is connected to the altruist. We know the jetpack symbol, of course, but also we need to sacrifice Trevor to make him pure. We can do this at the altruist, so I am pretty sure that he is the jetpack. But another thing is more logical sense for who is who in the symbols.
Yeah, about who is the egg, and that's of course Michael, because he is the cracking egg, because he is actually having a lot of demons. You know, he wakes up in the middle of the night screaming, having nightmares, and he's doing a lot of changes.
He gets reborn, and he goes for a new life. So he's coming out of his act when he goes to Los Santos. Afterwards, in a mission, he will be hit on his head. He dies again, and he comes back alive And so he is really the egg. And the most important thing in this, Michael is always correct in the beginning. You don't have to correct Michael. He is correct. You only need to keep it correct. So Michael is already in a straight line to the top of the mountain, to the Chiliad mystery.
Yeah, this is the first way to show that we actually have the yellow bar in 100% correction with it, so it's perfect. You could also see in the upper right corner, because there is some parts of the yellow bar where it's only at 95%. Then it will be really hard to tell if it's full or not. So you have to zoom in on the yellow bar to actually see if it's perfect or not.
Exactly, but always check the second switch because the first switch is not only important but also the second switch, and as you can see, it even blinks.
So let's pause this show a little bit by sitting on a bus instead, and because we need to explain what the yellow bar actually do. And we have the first switch and we have the second switch. The first switch is actually showing you how you play the game, and if you play the game in the way the creator are wanting you to play the game, then the yellow bar will always stay full. And the second switch is a little bit more trickier, but also easier, because you could actually fix the second switch by doing like taxi runs for Franklin or drug runs with Trevor.
Yes, Chris, this is the second cross section. It is Friends Reunited, and that's the first moment you're able to switch with Trevor. As you can see here, now we finished the mission. Friends Reunited. It doesn't matter if you get gold or bronze or silver. It's no problem. Okay, so now we go first check the first switch for Trevor, and now we are at Franklin. But as you can see, the yellow bar of Franklin is broken, so we didn't play the game in the right way. But we get back for checking Trevor, and as you can see, Trevor's bar is full. And we will check the second switch.
Yeah, and I also have to point out that when you're getting Trevor for the first time, it's actually the third time you're able to check the yellow bar if you play the game totally correct for all characters.
And so we're back at Trevor, and as you can see, the yellow bar blinks again after the second switch.
So now we've seen the second and the third time where we actually meet our characters and we're able to check the yellow bar. We have this cross section where all three characters meet for the first time, and it's at a mission that is called Three's Company, which you're doing with the bureau, and all three of them meet up at the scrapyard. And this is where you are able to lock in the first switch of the yellow bar. Oh, Jack, did you see the shadow?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Many times when I played the game in this way, shadows passing over me when I start a mission, or on the strangest moments, shadows passing over me. It's really, really strange. You experience the same?
Yeah, I do all the time, actually, especially when you're starting the missions, but also when I reached 100%. When I switch characters or when I reload the game or something like that, I often spawn in where there's a shadow. Maybe it could be a blimp or it could be an airplane coming, but it's very common.
Yeah, the rain, exactly. The rain is... After I reached 100%, it's almost raining every day.
And also at the full moon, every time it's full moon, it's raining. But here we are looking at Franklin again. With the yellow bar correct, we're just gonna show you the switches. We're switching over to Trevor to check in the yellow bar, and he's trying to drown himself as usual. But the yellow bar switch is the first switch to Trevor. Is it's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's switch back to Franklin and check Franklin's first switch. And remember, this is right after we loaded in a save game, so we have done nothing to get the yellow bar up.
Exactly. And the first switch is the most important, I think.
Yeah, and as you could see, Franklin's first switch was perfect. So we're going to Michael just to check. So his bar is perfect. And yeah, he's having a bad day, I guess.
It looks like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so what you could see here is that the first switch of Michael is also perfect, and the third switch, which actually doesn't have any significance of Franklin, is also good. But what are we doing here, Jack?
We're back at the mural, and after you did the 3 company, everybody needs to be correct, and then the only thing you need to do is keep them correct. So you need to go to 100%. You can fill all the stats to 100%, and it will not affect your second switch. Then you know you're correct.
Perfect. I think this is good for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, thank you and goodbye.
Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day. Bye bye.
Yo, I'm sorry.